So do I follow the money or do I follow the passion? That's a really good question. And I think most people, young people, old people, have this question. What do I follow? So in my 38 years of living, of experience, um, how do I answer this to you, really? Um, Money, it really depends on who you are. It really depends on the type of person that you are. So I cannot speak for everyone else. All I can do is speak from my experience. If you're a very spiritual person like me, yeah, going for the money sometimes can be very spiritually draining. I mean, I'll give you a couple of examples. I was maybe about nearly 10 years ago, I was doing this internet marketing thing, yeah, where basically you're trying to create your own product and then you do all the marketing around it. But the problem is that I didn't really know what my interests were at that time. I didn't know, and so I tried to pick a random product and work on that. And I remember the mentor I had at the time was saying you need to dedicate an hour a day. Now, of course, when I was back then, when I was in my job, I had to obviously commute to and back and forth from work, yeah. So, and it was like 35, 40 minutes there and 35, 40 minutes back. And so I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning in order to shoot videos, not videos, sorry, in order for me to do the research and everything like that, right? But it just really took a toll on me. I wasn't happy at all because all I was following was the money, the money, the money. I've got to be earning money, and it was just putting a lot of pressure on myself. I was feeling fatigued and tired. I didn't have time for anyone else. And I just wasn't fulfilled at all. I was questioning the purpose of life because I was focusing on something materialistically, just purely on the money. And of course, that didn't work out for me at all. That flunked. Whereas the other hand, if you follow your passion, now when you follow your passion, yeah, like, so for me, from my experience, I've always enjoyed shooting videos, and so I thought to myself, right, I'm going to become a full-time YouTuber. Yeah, this is going back about 3 years ago, and at the time, obviously it's a pandemic and lockdown and whatnot, and so I wasn't working, so I thought, I'm going to do this full time. But I was feeling again pressure. I was like, oh my god, I've got to be making money, I've got to be earning money, I've got to be earning money from this, right? And so it didn't work out because my intention wasn't right. It was purely about the money. Now, of course, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a YouTuber and trying to earn money, but because I put all my eggs in one basket and I didn't have the sufficient earning, like I didn't have a side income or even a part-time job or anything. So it's really quite foolish that I did that. I mean, it wasn't completely bad because I got a lot of experience out of, YouTubing and learning about thumbnails and editing and all that sort of business. I learned a lot from that. Don't get me wrong. So I believe things happen the way they do. But at the same time, you have to remember not to be foolish when it comes to following your passions. There's nothing wrong with following your passions. Just take a calculated risk and do this on a part-time basis. I know you're probably going to say to me, easier said than done. I'm in a job that I hate, and I completely get that. And I've been in situations where I've been in jobs that I've hated. Whilst there's no easy answer to this, and I'm not quite there myself, what I would say in this part of my journey where I am right now is that you've got to find something that's paying. You've got to at least have a part-time job. Thankfully for me, I'm working in a job where I'm working on a 0-hour contract basis. I work as a support worker for a special educational needs college, and the beauty of that is I can work hours whenever I want to. I'm at the moment working about 21 to 28 hours a week, so that's comfortable for me, and it just works out well for me for what I want to do in my life. So fulfill your passion, but just make sure you're earning on at the same time from a job. It doesn't have to be full time. If you're living at home with the folks, then yeah, great. Just work part time. And again, everyone's circumstances is different, so I'm not going to say to you to definitely go part time. I think you got to read between the lines and use some discernment when it comes to watching a video like this, right? So you've really got to be You've really got to take both sides of the equation. Do I want to go purely for the money? And is it going to make me happy if I go just purely for the money? Or do I go fully out on my passion? Why don't we just do both, in the sense that you're earning money and then you're working towards this business? So that's all I have for this video for today. I hope it has been beneficial somewhat. If it has, then please subscribe and all the rest of it. Leave a comment if it's useful to you. Anyway, man, I believe in you. You can do this. Speak to you soon. Bye.